This
Oh,
game
yeah.
and Champions? You've had experience on both extensively?
Yeah, I probably played about 6 different hero games from back in the '80s, but Champions and DC would be my big two. Although everything started with V&V, since that was the first for me. But
Yeah. No, that's a fun game, and then I think when you get a little more sophisticated, running or envisioning your own superhero universe, you want something a little with more chop. Champions or DC heroes or Marvel heroes.
I mean, I remember Champions being fairly easy.
You remember
easy for the players.
Champions is very, very rules heavy.
It's easy for the players. It's easy for the players. You know, you just pick up a handful of dice and say, you know, I'm going to fucking punch so and so. But the game,
the biggest problem with Champions,
got to carry a lot of rules in it. I think even our one fan, Mark, has commented that DC Heroes seems to run smoother and quicker and more efficiently than Champions, especially in combat.
Yeah, one of the
go ahead, Anthony. I'm sorry.
Yeah, our biggest thing with Champions was the character creation, because me and Jeremy, neither of us are math phobic, so just the and DC similar to where, because of the drawbacks and everything, to try to make the powers your own. But Champions, we had so much, we could just do anything with it, and we weren't math phobic. But unfortunately, we discovered about 75% of our friends were highly math phobic, and by the time we were done trying to create a single character, if you talked them into doing something complex, they were so frustrated and pissed off about the whole game that they didn't even want to play. So
yeah, I had the best success getting people into the game who hadn't played Champions before by creating their character with them. And I mean literally, like, kind of creating the character. Like, I'd hand them a character sheet, but I'd have, you know, my notepad and say, well, what's your concept? Let's write it down. What do you want? What do you want for powers? Let's spitball this stuff. And then
that was why I made the original character creation tool in Excel. Is people are like, oh my God, all the math. I'm like, no, Excel does all the math for you. I found that smooths it for people. But people like Anthony that enjoy the math, I don't know if it takes away from it for you.
Well, to me, that's one of the features of Champions. I guess DC Heroes to a certain extent, but just not as blatant or as strong thread. That makes it such an old school game. When people talk about OSR, here's my pitch. Just like Traveler, it has the game within a game within a game, and that game within a game that you can play. Nobody else, Champions, is making superheroes. Just like Champion, Traveler, you can sit around and fuck around and make animals and patrons and encounters and worlds and characters with just all the simple tools in that thin book.
Yeah, that's when I did Champions and I had people, I just said, okay, you tell me what your character can do. Yeah. And then I would go through and do all the math and build it all and say, how's this, right? And which is great for getting the character done, and you end up with some really cool characters. But then you have players who don't know how to work their characters.
Oh, yeah.
And that always gets difficult. So.
Yeah. You just hope that they grow into it a bit.
Yeah.
It's easier if you know if you're their friends, or you actually know their personality and know what they can and can't handle, and then purposely steer them into keeping it as simple as possible just for them.
Mm-hmm.
If you know it's going to cause issue down the road. One of the problems that I didn't have a problem with any of it. Like I said, I like crunchy stuff, so the more detailed it is and everything, my brain wraps around that stuff easily. But I do have to admit that the die 6, the 3 die 6 was for everything to run everything was cool. But
it's 11 or less with modifiers. Is it up or down? Is it 9, or do you mean a 9 or 13 or 7 or 15 or less? You know?
Yeah, but when the Hulk jumps in and punches you for 12 die 6, and then they're sitting there adding up. when you've got so many dice, then it becomes cumbersome.
Yeah, and this we all still do, no matter how big you are. You know, damage. We're rolling everything with 2d10. Yeah.
You guys are all pretty serious math people. When you look at as things get above, call it 12 APs, you start getting 3 APs to the column, right? 12, 13, or 13, 14, 15, all of that. So that as you go up and up, not only is each power band larger and larger because it doubles geometrically, they also become in bigger frames, right? Of each column means more. So there's this illusion as you start to get to your Green Lantern and Superman types that they're much more powerful, but they're not really, because the game continues to crunch it down so that you can have the Punisher fighting Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. You could put Punisher up against Man-Thing. Let's do that. Did I ask this last time? What do you think is cooler, Man-Thing or Swamp Thing?
Oh, he said Martian Manhunter, but that's fine.
No, that's Martian Manhunter. Yeah, no, I'm thinking last game. Did I challenge you to or quiz you on which comic you thought was better, Man-Thing or Swamp Thing?
I'm a Swamp Thing guy all the way.
Wasn't that Alan Moore? Who did the amazing Swamp Things that Constantine came out of?
I don't know. I don't really know the history.
Alan Moore was Stephen Bissett doing the artwork.
Yep.
He knows that guy right there. That one. He knows right there.
It is one of the greatest things I've ever owned, and it's all gone.
I'm sorry to hear that. I've had some nice collections of cult fantasy paperback, science fiction. You know, all the good shit. Just had a couple boxes, and some stolen out of the trunk of my car.
Hey, I want to raise my body from 8 to 9. How many points is that going to cost me?
I can tell you.
1 second.
I want to change my body from dumpy to muscular, but I can't figure out.
I can't help you there. I can do some imaginary shit. What is it? Where do you want to go from?
I want to go from 8 to 9.
That's expensive. That's 90 points.
Yeah, that puts me in a higher range, doesn't it?
Yep.
Once you get over 8, yeah, it goes up more.
Yep.
No, doesn't it go? Well, I got to look at this.
Yep. 8 to 90 points, Jay, unless you're doing something different.
I am. I'm looking. His body is an action attribute.
His body is not action. Action attributes are Dex, Int, and Influence.
Yeah.
Oh, then it's other. It's on the 6 scale. I got you. There you are. I was looking at something. Points. You're right, and that's the number I was going to get anyways, but at a different place. You are correct.
All right, I'm doing
90 points, and your body goes up. Now, it's not just you increase it by 1. You've doubled your body. You've doubled the amount of punishment you can take. Because everything is exponential. It's a whole range. You've just opened up a whole new range of hurt that you can take.
Well, I think by definition, can't you take twice as much?
Right.
But Oaken has commented on he was seeing that fights seem to come down to a final blow, like one solid shot. You get a shot and the person goes down that you may not affect them, but then once you hit them, they go down type of thing. And I can see that, but I've played it long enough that I've seen some drawn out fights type of shit. Yep. But I was wondering if you thought, what was your guys' impressions on that, on how the fights were spooling out?
So this group, as opposed to some of the prior ones, Jay, we tend to glass hammer characters. Not Chrome in particular, because he's probably the most well-rounded of all of us. But man, we tend to have characters that are extremely strong at one thing and extremely weak at one thing. So you either crumple like a paper bag, or you laugh it off. This group is really bad for strong sided characters.
And I don't mind that. I mean, that's a genre in itself. That type
I'm
of
not the most
superhero.
well rounded. Hit me with a magic attack and watch me crumple like a piece of paper.
Oh, well, sure. But
or a mental attack for that matter.
Yeah, mental doesn't matter what game you're playing. If you don't have some mental defense, sooner or later you're going to get your mind fucked with.
Yeah,
it's a given, right?
But and then you can only be rounded to a certain degree because you got to spend points. I mean, I spent so many points on Metal's attributes, but we do tend to strong side the shit out of characters to say your best attribute is at least 5 better than your average. It's just the way that we tend to build because we're math guys.
Yeah. You're right. I know. I'm concerned about your return to Pawnsville. I want to know how you're not going to get blown away.
I have a power stunt that I want to do to get in, but it won't work for everybody. And if these guys want to get IDs and try and go in like they're government agents because we've kidnapped the general, that's not a bad answer.
Yeah, I thought we could get official badges from FEEE and just walk in the door.
Yeah, Bisbee. What is Bisbee willing to go on the line for that?
Well, this is Bisbee's errand, man. We're not doing it because we like it. We're doing it because he needs it.
Yeah. So I guess he's going to be more than willing to in for a penny, in for a pound, right?
So
go
ahead.
If I'm feeling like there's too much of a chance of us getting gunplay, it's going to be hard to talk me into going back in there because I told you guys that my crown, the whole resurrection thing, is only supposed to work effectively once per week. And if I just pulled myself back from the grasp of death, yesterday? I don't know how much time has passed.
No, it's the same day. We're in media res. No time has passed since. I mean,
did you read the dupe maneuver in the book? DUPE.
Yeah, but I've already forgotten the details.
You can, if you're significantly smarter than the person you're fighting, you can cause them to either shoot a compatriot or basically you cause them to have fumble shots by doing smart stuff during combat. Just a thought for you if you hadn't read it.
Yeah, dig that out. Mike's right.
I'll read through it again. I thought I had read through it, but it wasn't because of my dodging is so high. I think I just thought that was the best way for me to go, but.
Having a good dodge is always good.
I'll reread through it.
Dupe is going to be advantageous for you to help balance the sheet.
So Metal has a combination of powers, and I'm thinking if these guys are going in with agents, I want to carry something. You there, Jay? Did we lose Jay?
He's working hard.
Apparently. So I want to put on a boiler suit and carry something heavy for you guys. Unless you actually look at Metal, you're not going to see her. Because I want to just go in and carry heavy things. So
but the fake credentials things, I think that's a good angle. And Bisbee Sharp can make them up. And the general's not there, so who's in charge, right? You kind of have to go in kind of like not a Trojan horse, but in disguise, right?
Works for me.
I know you can walk into anywhere if you're carrying a ladder. That doesn't work on military bases.
It doesn't. I pulled up to one in San Diego. I was like, because my GPS was sending me to Del Rio Taco, just boom down the street, but it's a Marine base. You know
those Rhino boxes that you put electronics gear in so that they're all padded for when you transport things? Mm-hmm. 2 rhino cases, which I'm going to fill with metal tools. So I
Okay.
want to walk in carrying 2 cases.
Well, you don't walk in, you drive in.
Well, sure.
There's a gate. So you can throw things into the GMC terrain on loan from the FBEE.
Does that ladder thing really work?
It does. It does.
I can walk on an airplane without a ticket.
Can I get a change?
You're an airport ID. You have those badges.
Can I get a change?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the power to become invisible.
Nice.
Can I get a change of clothes, or am I still wearing a tattered white, custom-made white?
You can get a change of clothes. You can get a change of clothes. They've got standard issue suits, shoes, slacks for the FBE.
My size?
Oh yeah. They got your size. Oh yeah. Yeah. They've been taking hits. They got some openings. They've been taking hits.
So guys, what is the business that you're expecting to be on this military base for? Like, what is the reason you want to walk in there?
FBE inspection. I mean, I don't know. That's up to Bisbee Sharp.
Oh, you guys have a goal.
Audit.
Right?
We gotta audit something.
Tower maintenance.
Ooh.
You're losing me, guys. I don't even get what you're talking about.
What if we had to go fix that big antenna we wrecked last time?
I do want to get. I've been trying to get close to that antenna. I want to study it for a little bit.
Okay. But I also, you guys have just, so you're not interested. Don't have that objective anymore. Of
Which
finding
objective?
The transmat device and going to the dark side of the moon.
That's how we're going to get on the base, right? We have to get on the base to get to the transmat device.
Yeah. Disguise and all that. Yeah.
Right. So how we get on is, I think it would be funny if they sent us to repair the antenna. I can walk on with tools because you know how I love me some tools, and then we can slip away.
Okay. Makes sense. Uh-oh.
Anybody else want to opt out of photo recognition or face recognition?
Yeah, I want to opt out.
You're a ghost.
If this goes well, I want my face to be all over the news.
Yeah. Good point.
I said early on.
If it goes badly, I want you to erase the tapes.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. That's a whole different process. I can cause cameras and listening devices to not resolve on me. And it's a big enough field at this point, I can put other people in it.
What were we going to say, Professor?
You do metal. You do whatever you want to do. I do not care whether they see me or not. I've seen the future, and it looks great. I don't care if anybody knows who I am.
It's so bright, he's got to wear shades.
In metal, you get this weird sense of deja vu that you've heard this conversation before, that you've had this conversation before.
Yeah, I have.
It's kind of vivid.
It was the first time we went to Ponsville, right? We ended up in all that disaster underneath it.
Yeah, but this vision image is like right now. It's like what Chrome and the Professor were just talking about. You've already had this conversation. You know that for a fucking fact.
Oh, Jesus.
Just saying. So, how are you approaching Ponsville?
I grabbed the Professor and tell him the near deja vu experience I just had. And I said, between mind control, and I don't think I've actually seen time travel, but I think it's the only thing I've missed. I am suddenly concerned we're looping in some way.
We're in the Matrix.
There's somebody watching.
What's that?
Is somebody in your head now? Can you feel somebody is affecting you somehow? Because I've not sensed anything.
So I've got powers that makes it really hard to affect my mind that way. I can do a lot with my magnetic field. I get like 40 things with it. So I should be the least susceptible, except for maybe you.
Yeah, I've not sensed anything.
Do you want the
I'm not
professor
picking
to
up
shoot
what
you?
you're putting down.
I do not want the professor to shoot me. No.
I've heard it won't hurt you.
Do you know how many outfits I go through already? Oh, God. I don't like the deja vu thing.
Yeah, I other than keeping an eye on you to make sure you don't start behaving strangely, I don't know what to tell you.
But that's what it means, guys. When you get that deja vu, that means they've changed something in the Matrix.
And we did have that truly strange experience with the computer thing a couple of weeks ago.
Does the 19-year-old co-ed that's got a phys ed degree.
All right.
Hey, I saw a movie.
I love it.
I'm a little
It's an old
antsy about,
classic, you know.
I'm a little antsy about going in the front door. And there was a guy named, was it Mentron, who was, I believe,
Meteoron?
yeah, who was formerly Dr. Good, who had some mind control
he
powers.
wasn't. Nope.
What's that?
Nope. Those are two separate people.
Sorry, mix the names.
Dr. Good and Meteoron are two separate people. Dr. Good extorted Dr. McKeever, who became Meteoron.
McKeever was Meteoron.
Dr. Good had him doing his bidding. Dr. McKeever was doing Dr. Good's bidding at the Capital City Medical Center, University Medical Center, where they were working on the COVID-24 vaccine.
Guys, I feel like I want to be a spoiler here. You go in the front door. I'm going to stay up high until you reach out to me. You guys have Bluetooth earpieces or something you can put in, leave a phone connection going? I mean, some such thing?
Hey, we got the FBEE earbud.
Comes with a dark suit and some sunglasses.
Yeah,
And a
the
cell phone.
FBE, by the way, uses Android, not Apple. Android phones, FBE. See, it's the little things, as Denzel Washington said. The little things.
You guys know how fast I can move, and I can come in from just about anywhere. I'm going to stand off and let you guys work and join you when I can. I just suddenly don't trust the front door. What do you think?
You guys gonna drive up in the FBE's vehicles? They have what do they have? They have GMC Terrains.
Oh my God, we're doomed.
And then that big ass fucking containment truck and a helicopter. So, what color GMC Terrain do you want? They got white, black, and gray.
Armor plate. I don't want to get shot at.
They had some nice protected SUVs, like, you know, the Ford or the Chevy, where, like, you know, some nice big
Rover. We need a Rover, Land Rover.
But they got yanked. They got yanked about a month ago. Budget cuts. So they just have the Terrains. Basically rental cars from the airport.
Let's
So you're gonna fly up there in the terrain, bring Metal's tools with you, go through the front door with your credentials and all that.
Yeah.
I follow Metal's lead, and Metal's not going on this. I definitely don't want to follow an archaic ancient ghost or a college student, so I'm not real sure what
now
to
you're
do.
in charge.
They put you in charge, yep.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yep, that's exactly what it sounds like. Yep. Your lead on this, Professor.
Chrome and Oaken don't realize this is going to be interesting because Chrome and Oaken haven't been around the professor long enough to realize just how socially inept he is. This is going to be fabulous.
Well, I have a question. I have no doubt that I can look like a worker, right? I'm the young college intern, right, working at the FBEE, just doing grunt work. But what does Oaken look like normally?
Oaken, you got to tell us. It's time to shit and get off the pot. What the fuck do you look like?
An attractive, scary female.
What the fuck? I'm sorry. Pardon me. Was I allowed to cuss on the screen?
White skin, white hair.
Yeah, you sent pictures around at one point, didn't you? You look like a fury, right?
Yeah, very, very attractive.
Well, you're gonna have to
all white eyes, no color, no pupils in the eyes.
Yeah, you're gonna have to probably wear some sunglasses and some slacks and a sports coat.
Yeah, I got a public identity. Everybody knows what I look like.
Well, sure, but if you're trying to go in as a government agent, you can't look like a ghost.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wear a pantsuit.
Well,
like Men in
I'm more
Black.
concerned about like
Or the
being one of the superheroes that just trashed the Ponsville facility. Then you just show back up. I mean, hey, like returning to the scene of you guys are returning to the scene of the crime.
Yeah, but this time we got
crime,
Fred.
which I was fully against, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Mm-hmm.
I will say,
Wasn't there a back door to the mine?
Yep.
There is, but it's not easy. It's if we decided to go in the back door.
Is it easier than a brigade of the army?
Well, if you decided to go in and use like your big powers to like tunnel open the back entrance, they'd notice.
I can't tunnel. What? I don't tunnel anything.
Well, you're strong and indestructible and stuff.
Well, clearly not after I got my ass shot into next week. That headache's still fading.
Chrome, did you take a good hit?
Yeah, I got knocked out.
But was it from a
mental
Star Pulse?
Yeah, it was a phalanx of Star Pulse guns that fried your head. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a double nines that fried me.
Yeah, when I roll double nines, it's just like, ooh, this is not gonna go well for the person who's receiving this.
Yeah.
That's just that's role playing, man. It's a tough game if you can't.
That's what I say.
I've seen people cry. I've seen people break down in tears. I've seen this game break people.
Well, I said it was turnabout was fair play because I rolled double nines on the on that squad of soldiers that I blasted through too. So.
Yeah,
we're
gonna guys out of the trees.
We gotta locate this transporter. Is either that or we're flying the submarine. We're flying the submarine to the dark side of the moon.
And you know why? That there's a transmitter in there, right? Or transmat.
I saw it.
You saw it, but anything else? No, you guys are blanking this out.
We have
it's Oaken's favorite power. It's Oaken's favorite fucking power.
Yeah, they mind probe the general, absolutely.
Yeah. So you know where it is. Yeah. You know where it is on the facility. He never. Oh yeah. So you even know what he did after you guys pilfered through that secret back entrance. He had at least one of the chambers dynamited and filled in.
Oh God.
But it was just that. If you guys can move some rubble, you could get back in that way, like you were talking about. There would be some rubble that would need.
If you guys want to take the front door, it's up to you. I'm dubious about that. You want to blow open the back door. I'm not afraid because I'm a wanted felon anyway. But pick your poison, guys.
This is so difficult.
Spit it out.
I would gladly try to go through the front door and talk our way in if you think that that's an option. But I don't believe that's going to work. I would rather sneak and not get shot at personally. But
here was my thought, was that when I suggested that we go in with the FBEE, it wasn't just, hey, Bisbee Sharp, give us some credentials and we'll go our own way. It was, let's take some FBEE personnel there, have them roll up and say, we're here to do an inspection or we're here to whatever. And these guys are working with us because you made me sign that document. And so now I'm officially working with them.
That makes sense.
Like, I mean, I'm not pretending that, I'm not going to like roll up like I'm the TV repairman. I'm saying we are officially, Professor and I are working for the FBEE. We should be able to go in if the FBEE can go in, whether they like it or not, because we work with them.
Yeah. And Philip Madhurst says to Bisbee Sharp, I'm not going in the terrain. You got to give me that last Denali.
He just really likes that Jeep.
I'm not going up there in the terrain. Give me that. And fucking Bisbee's like, I'm never going to see it fucking again. I'm never going to see it again. It's going to get destroyed.
Yeah, Metal's liable to throw it at someone.
Only if they really deserve it.
Philip Madhur will be driving. Bisbee will be back here at home base in Capital City with Chet Atkins, the helicopter pilot. He'll have him on standby if he needs to, swing over and throw his weight around. But yeah, and then
helicopter pilot and legendary guitarist.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
I was going to leave it alone.
I was going to say, you've all run games. You kite names from everywhere.
I'm thinking, because this has been a fixture of this campaign world for a long time. No, I don't know where it is. I had a list of all of the names of the FBEE agents. I had even the ones marked off that got horribly burned in their bad fucking shootout with the White Patriot and the Civil Guard.
But we know who the local housing contractor is, though.
Yeah, well, that's fresh. That's fresh stuff. That just came out of my head now. Yeah. Well, then did you get why I did that, Crow?
Well, I'm thinking I pieced together that Metal screwed up his wealth roll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just came up with something to qualify it.
All right. I don't know that I made a wealth roll, but my wealth sucks ass, so it probably can't go down much.
Yeah, but if you roll double nines, man, you might be the wealthy one of us.
Yeah.
Winning the lottery is a thing that happens here.
Well, currently my wealth is 0.
0?
Yep. I'm an unemployed college student.
Okay.
All my money is tied up in tuition and books and student loan.
Yep.
I can't exactly get a Pell Grant to pay for a new car.
Yeah, you gotta head to the Union Hall to get food. It's noontime, guys. I'm gonna miss lunch. I mean, I don't get. I got a ticket. I got a coupon, and it's only good for one place.
Well, that's why the guys, they were feeding me earlier when we got pizza or whatever. I was like, hot damn.
Yeah, 0. You're not a penniless college student. You're a fentanyl addict in a cardboard box.
It says, I don't know.
0's a little challenging. I would have questioned running a 0.
Okay, so you got 2 red shirts and Philip. Philip's driving. I guess one of the guys is in the front seat. It's a Denali. There's plenty of room for the Professor, Oaken, Chrome. However you guys.
I'm on an athletic scholarship. It pays room and board.
Yep.
I'm staying nearby, but hopefully far enough away that I'm not going to be obviously with them, either high up or flying nape of the earth.
Okay, you coming into Pondsville it does become apparent. You do well. You probably hear them before you see them. There are some jets. You don't know how many, but they're doing routine flybys. So if you stay up high for any length of time, you probably would get picked up on radar.
Right. Going to stay very low then, below the woods line.
Yeah. Okay. Persuasion. We got to roll a persuasion check because we're old school.
I believe that should be on Chrome.
It could be anybody who's carrying the credentials. Because I guess it could be Philip. I mean, we don't need to role play it. Maybe it's just I'm just gonna, you guys are at the gate. You get through without fucking it up.
Does the gate person that's taken the credentials look either A, female, or B, homosexual? Because otherwise, I don't know that I'm the guy to be handing over the credential.
Nope, neither one.
Okay.
I know sometimes you can't tell.
I get by on my good looks. I'm not exactly, your public speaker.
I'm just totally obviously gay gate guard at a military post.
I had 4 different things to say, but I opted to remain silent during this stream.
You're not going to offend us, brother.
Anybody else watching is the issue.
Oh, it's just Mark from England. He's fine.
Like I said, these are not the droids you're looking for.
I am smart enough to know that I'm sitting trying to remain in the back seat and remain silent and let someone else do the talking.
It's going to be Philip Madher. He's the face. He wears the mirror shades. He chews the gum. He exudes confidence.
Someday I want to be the guy that chews the gum.
I was going to say, when did that
I keep on thinking of that. I forget the movie. What is Michael Keaton was the captain, the police captain, and Will Ferrell and what?
The other guys.
Marky Mark were the 2 screw up cops.
Yeah, the other guys.
Has anyone got some gum? It was Michael Keaton's just awesome. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
I never saw the movie, so I don't know.
Okay. But that's who I styled this guy off of.
The gum will never be yours.
I did, however, create a Champions character that used Mark Wahlberg's character from that movie on the movie poster where he's jumping back with the guns. That was a character that I made for a friend of mine. So, because that's what he looked like. Wearing a suit with his tie, and he's just dropping back and firing guns.
What's your influence, Professor?
Handy dandy sheet. 3.
Yeah, it's going to be Philip Madher.
I'll tell you, I just upped mine to 5.
Mine's 6.
Yeah, it's still going to be Philip Madher. Philip Madher looks over the seat. He's like, yeah, it's still going to be me.
Yeah.
He's chewing his gum. Yeah, that's going to be me. Kids, you just sit tight. So he's got to sit. And then what? I'm gonna give a couple bonuses because of the situation benefits you. And so no problem.
What's your base initiative at this point? You got to be getting up there.
You what?
What is your base initiative at this point? You got to be getting up there.
Who, me? 18 now.
All right. You're getting up there.
But it's still weighed down by the fact that I've got an intelligence of 2.
I get that. Yeah.
I'm just a
warts and all. We love you, warts and all, Chrome.
Yeah.
The base.
The definition of an intelligence 2 is a college student. So
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. I mean, it's human scale.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a range. You guys know it's a range. It's just not a number.
Oh, this is going to get politically incorrect quickly. Okay.
But with the base is a lot different than the last time you were there, except, I mean, some of the debris is still there, but there's just a lot more people. There's like 4 attack copters on the deck. There's 10 times the manpower that was there before.
Our tax dollars at work. Well,
let's see, since
your
the
guys'
general
tax
is
dollars, I don't pay any taxes.
I'm a smuggler. You think I pay taxes?
now, here's another thing to consider. You guys left, and what Death Wish, Eclipse, and Quantum were still on the field of battle, but just unconscious.
Yes.
Okay. So,
It was the feral chick that killed me, clawed me to death.
That's Death Wish.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. Let's see. So you guys, your cover story is you're going into examine this antenna tower, blah blah blah, or because I think that's a little weaker compared to being the FBEE, that the base had been attacked by enhanced entities.
Yeah. I mean, whatever they say, but that to me that sounds better than we're here to repair the antenna. No, I mean the base was attacked by enhanced entities, so why wouldn't the FBEE be here? Of course, we are the enhanced entities that attacked, but there were other enhanced entities that were here, and they aren't registered or aren't authorized.
Yep. I would try to keep it on the down low that you had been here before.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not walking around with a sign. I mean,
I did that. I did that. That's me. You see that?
walk by
flaming-
Death Wish and say, "Remember me, biatch."
Yeah. You don't see those. You don't see Eclipse or Quantum, but there's a gang of soldiers. They've got.
And he's out.
They've got click.
Yeah, I was just waiting to hear what the main man trying to talk us onto the base, what was going on. I'm sitting in the back, trying to keep my mouth shut. Nobody should have voluntarily tried to push me up in the front, because not only the problem isn't the fact that my influence is 3, he's also literally socially inept.
Yeah.
I
So-
always think about how intelligent you are, and I forget your influence is in the tank.
Handle that.
Yeah, like I said, it's not just the influence, it's the -2 column shifts as soon as I open my mouth on top of the influence.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
were all going to be apprehended at the gate if you guys stuck me out in the front to talk.
Yeah, we're not breaking in here. These IDs, they're not fake.
That's why I'm sitting in the back, keeping my mouth shut.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess the IDs are legit.
Yeah, we're FBEE. At least some
I was
of
being
them are.
funny, Jake. Sorry about that.
Oaken signed the paperwork faster than any of you guys. Yeah.
Well, no,
I
technically,
wanted
the
the
professor
suit.
already had
I
it.
needed some fresh suit to wear. You know,
Yeah, yours is a little grimy.
with the earbud and the shades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's we got to draw. I got to draw that. That's going to be dope.
I mean, they got cool suits, and we just wearing
No,
pantsuits, or do they got some nice like Fantastic Four looking shit?
They don't got any Fantastic Four looking shit.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's kind of just a step up from the just regular FBI. I mean, they want more funding. They just haven't got it because, well, you're seeing some of the reason right here at Ponzo. There's an active part of the U.S. government that considers enhanced entities quite a danger, don't they? And not
So
infiltrated.
did he just drive up to the gate and start talking, or?
Yeah. That they're here to get some, investigate the attack by unknown enhanced entities that, to get detail, like police work. Like, you know, you got some video, I got some camera we can look at. What was the extent of the damages? What was the type, you know, and they got a mark. It's like almost like a car accident, right? When the insurance investigator and the cops are there, you know, you get out the tape measures and cameras, start taking pictures, recording everything, like it's a crime scene. But there's these cages that they make to keep elephants in when they like gotta give them vet shots and stuff like that, and or wash them and things like that. Because those at the San Diego Zoo, I saw them. They're really cool, like massive. But this one's like built like that, but smaller, and they got Death Wish in that. They got like she's got that tracking collar on her thing.
Cool.
Yeah. So they've got her
She's got the remote.
and that's being guarded, but that's outside. Who would be in charge right now? Someone else, because the general's gone.
A major, probably a major.
Or it could be another general. I guess maybe no, it's going to be a colonel. Colonel looking for a major. Who's higher, colonel or major?
Colonel is higher.
Okay.
Yes. You know how I knew that? I thought back to the show MASH.
There you go. Wherever you can get it, right? Wherever you can get it, and scoop it up. So Oaken knows where there was one access to get down below to the gate is through that administration building where like General came out and his aide de camp and, you know, the control center building there. That's the one he would always go down. Like there's a hatch and you go down it into like a small basement, and then there's an elevator that takes you down to another basement, and that's where, you know, he would interact with Dr. Good or the administrator. Salt. Oh, look at this. It says private chat. Hey, Jay. I just said yes. When you say private chat, is it just between you and me?
So, yeah, if I
It
show up
is
in
until
this,
you announce it to everybody. Yeah.
so if I show up at this, I'm backstage until you happen to notice me. And I just put that was like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah. So I'm busy.
That was when he was backstage trying to get your attention.
No, you're hanging out down in the woods, right?
Yes.
No, the private chat is all five of us. We can read that. It's just anybody else watching can't read it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I see. It's our private chat, not on the live stream.
And then the comments is anybody, even viewers.
Yep. Which is cool.
Okay, I just want to look.
There's
Mute your private
the
chat.
command room is kind of in disarray. There's, you know, banks of screens, computers, phones. You know, I guess everything you would expect in a command control center or an army brigade. And you know where the hatch is to the elevator. Very few people know of it, besides the general and what his XO,
Secret door.
his executive officer. Definitely don't want to run into him. He was here too. I guess
Let the red shirts handle that.
you'd have to worry about maybe any one of these the soldiers that you beat the shit out of coming to maybe recognize you, right? What's the chance of that?
Who was actually close enough to see their faces? This was a lot of long distance and high speed combat.
No.
Yeah,
I got pretty up close and personal with them.
I sent a message to Jay on Discord, but I know you told me before you don't have that kind of stuff open, so I'll just say it out loud to everybody since Metal just asked that question. The feral female ran through the hole in the fence that I made and clawed me to death, so she was up close and personal.
Yeah, fortunately they got her in a cage because she probably also has a good sense of smell.
Well, what my message was saying was the fact that I have that crown on my forehead. So if she sees that, she might recognize it because I'm not taking that off for anything.
She's feral. She's not going to be able to tell anybody.
And the cage is not close to the administrative control building there. Yeah, it's more towards the ghost town.
Yeah, right where I KO'd her butt.
So
Yeah, that's where they would have. Yeah, they would have rolled up.
Did we make it through the gate yet? Are we at the gate yet?
Oh yeah, no, you're through the gate, and
okay.
I imagine you're in the building, and you're just making sure that you're going to slide in and not be obtrusive and get to that.
Okay. I'm going to go in and check the secret hatchway.
Okay. And it's just like you envisioned.
Okay.
It even has a combination, but you know the combination.
Yeah.
And it's like probably like a 10 by 10 room with all it is it's a concrete room with stainless steel elevator and like a single button. Ba-ding! We'll give you'll know enough to bring like the general's key card for control access. That's it.
Yeah, Professor already got that all figured out.
Yeah, that's true. The Professor would have all that figured out.
So now that we're in the command center, I'm going to turn it over to Professor. You see anything around here before we open this hatch?
Did we get separated?
I know the combination. Do you want to open it or you want me to open it?
Are we on our own now, or are we still with the guy that's leading us in?
No, Philip Madher and those two guys are with you. They're going to, they know what the deal is, so they're going to go outside and keep like any VIPs occupied with a lot of, questions and doing the whole police routine. And you guys go down the hatch. He'll run the cover for you.
Down the hatch.
Like literally down the hatch.
Okay, I'm hitting my earbud, and I'm going up. Metal, we're in. We're below ground.
Any signs of supervillains?
Supervillain, Death Wishes in the cage. They got a tracking collar on it.
Maybe these guys are okay. I just taped a bed on it.
Who's it? Quantum isn't around.
Quantum and Eclipse with the other two supers.
The Quantum and Eclipse are MIA.
Please keep in mind that one can turn invisible. Even with my resonance field, he's hard to spot.
Who's that? Eclipse? Yeah. Quantum got the energy shield.
Yeah. He's a flying energy projector. Pretty classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the guy with the shield. That was one of the wrecking crew.
Yep. Not that one. Yep.
They're probably both of those guys are probably down here with us underground somewhere. Death Wish, they're probably going to.
If Manimals, we're looking at something now.
Well, this is what the room, like the transmat room, looks like. That's what the room you're looking for is.
Jay, can you turn off your background?
Yeah,
I can do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's annoying as hell, anyways.
Aw, I'm gonna use my virtual. See my green screen? Isn't that awesome?
Is that what that is? I thought it was your dirty laundry.
No, that's my green screen.
Maybe you shouldn't be wearing a green shirt while you're doing it.
Point taken, brother. Point taken.
All right.
Okay, so is this metal? Have you seen this room before, or
I have.
are we in the room now?
You're not in
I'm
the
trying
room
to figure out
now.
why I know what it looks like.
You mind probe the general?
I didn't.
No, Oaken Mind Probe the General, I guess it's just describing it. Just want to give you a general idea.
So is this a picture of below ground? We threw the hatch.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's
And
a
I
below ground
I
room.
also had another schematic of the whole place. This is probably going to be too hard to follow.
I just figured if it didn't look like a Danish village or a McDonald's, Oaken wouldn't have any idea what it looked like.
Yeah, but it's a lot of narrow passageways to empty or secure rooms, concrete.
That looks like that.
Not much lighter power.
I'm glad we got the floor plans.
And so, yeah, you kind of see that box all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
That's where you're going from the top to the bottom. That's what you guys are traversing.
Shit rolls downhill.
Where is the elevator? The
You see
elevator is
elevators.
actually going to be that ladder. Call that ladder the elevator that took you down. And then, what? Down to, let's call it the southwest, looks like a shaft, and then another shaft. The first one is a lift, just a flat lift that goes down, and then the one at the end near the box, that one's an actually working elevator. And there's like the exposed conduit and, incandescent lights along the way.
I'm gonna act a little bit nervous when I'm near that conduit. Last time I was next to all that stuff, it kind of reached out and grabbed me.
Well, this one's in the metal. It's in the metal.
Okay.
That's magic. This is all high tech. This is the professor's domain.
Well, actually, the infrastructure is not really that high tech.
Which way should we go, Professor? Do an observance roll or something.
Observance?
He just showed us
Hanukkah,
the map.
guys.
We go to the southwest.
Yeah.
Go down the first elevator and then go to the. He just showed us the map.
Yep.
Your west or my west?
So where that room is, that transmat room, it's in a cavern, a true like coal mine cavern. This was like a scene below where it was excavated. They were actually digging coal out of it at one point, and what? It's dark. There's nothing any lit down here. What do you guys got for light? Your flashlights?
My cell phone has a flashlight function.
Yeah. We got our cell phones.
And the floor is wet. Those two, I showed you that when I showed you this, there's these two, these are tunnels that lead out to the outdoors, but they've been dynamited and closed off. I guess you're going to have to use the key card to get access into this room. And like here, it's all, there's like, that's a little, polluted little river or stream in the cavern filled with whatever coal mining waste, and it's all wet and it's murky, but
ectoplasm.
And that's a
Troglodytes.
Chrome. Your intelligence is 2.
I thought you were a college student.
Exactly. And I'm not even a very good college student.
Because then he'd have a 3.
Oh, that's right. Athletic scholarship. My bad.
Exactly.
Okay. Roll 2d10, and if you get a 13 or better, you're gonna see what's coming out of the muck while you guys are looking at the door.
I got an 11.
Okay. That means it's gonna strike first.
See, troglodytes. I told you.
Damn, kobolds.
Is it perception or just a flat number?
I was gonna see if he was it was reaching out, it was gonna attack Chrome first, but I gave him a chance to spot it before he was attacked, before he was surprised. While you guys are getting the door.
Got it.
And
Is that how perception works? I don't even know. I've never
yeah,
made it.
intelligence, and I had a target number, like, you know, the difficulty that the opposing value you had to overcome.
Gotcha.
And it wasn't, I didn't use like their intelligence. The creature has like a stealth value, and so your intelligence against their stealth gave me the target number.
Okay.
That's how I worked that. But it's something coming out of the muck like this.
Oh, pretty.
And it's in this torso, and this part of its body is like actively pulsating and writhing. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Honey, I'm home.
So I'm surprised. Is that what you said?
Yeah. What's your dex?
So it's 9.
Your dex is 9. I'm gonna put some calm shifts to your disadvantage. But I gotta. It's been a while since I've been.
Easy on the foot.
I know. I got the cast loosened up because I just tired of wearing it.
Surprise is just a -2 on the OV.
Oh, it's got 2 column shifts. It's just 2 on the OV.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
What's your dex again?
9.
9. So it's just -2. 9. 8. Okay. So.
When I hear this, I just start frantically swiping the card to get in the room. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, because it does go. Hungry.
Brain, honey, brain.
Down here.
Oh, my little mutants. I'm looking for my mutants. You're all horrible and awful and everything.
You know, I really hate when I can't find my mutants.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I hate is the fact that our government is keeping mutants down at the bottom of their. It's like, what's next? Alligators?
I
Sharks
love
with
how
freaking laser
libertarian
beams?
Chrome is.
Do what?
I love how libertarian Chrome is.
Now, man, we got you on the live feed through the earbuds.
So it's got to get a 13 or better to hit you.
Okay.
And it got a 4.
Yeah.
So now we got to roll initiative.
Did the key card work on the door?
Yeah.
21, 22, 23.
It felt weirdly arbitrary.
Didn't it? Okay.
Yeah. My brand new recently increased initiative, and I got the same thing.
What'd you get, Chrome?
Well, I rolled a 1, which thankfully gives me now a 19 instead of the 18 I would have had.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oaken, what's your initiative?
26.
And Professor.
I rolled a 1 also, so I have 24.
24. Oh, can you go first? Chrome gives I imagine, a yelp of surprise as, yes, it's slobbering.
Actually, it's probably more of a what the
Yeah, yeah.
I love that you guys are the smartest and dumbest possible characters with the ghost in the middle.
Well, the ghost sees the beast over his shoulder, on the beast like a flash, with the mind drain to the back of the head.
Do you have that power?
Mind drain?
Yeah.
Mind drain? Yeah.
Yes.
So I took out quantum.
What mind drain? Well, you had mind pro, but you have mind drain as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and what power level? You know, notice I'm so
8.
skeptical with my brother. I'm like, are you sure? Fucking bullshit me.
He's used it a bunch of times, man.
Read the sheet. Read the sheet.
Yep. Thank you. I do see the sheet. Feel free to post any freshies up there. Okay, it's got a dexterity of 6. You got an 8. You need a 9 or better to hit it. You got to physically touch it too. You got to run up to it and touch it.
Yeah, I got a
It's not
12.
range. 12. What did I say you needed to get?
8.
No, it was 9, I think. Anyways, what'd you roll?
12.
12. Okay, 1 column shift. What's your? I guess it's the value is 8, right? And there's nothing there. There is no mind drain. It is just like it's mindless. There's nothing yet you've ever encountered before in your hellish existence. What's your dex? Professor, what do you intend to do?
Well, if the door opened up, I would run in.
Okay.
That's what we're trying to get.
Thanks for the help.
Okay.
Screw
right.
you guys, I'm out of here.
No, come in with us. Come in. The door's open.
Evac route!
And it's like the room that I showed you. Not a light and power. There are some humming around what is supposed to be that transmat gate, and there's a whole bunch of electronics, a combination of high tech and old like 1950s style, wiring
Analog.
and shit, and analog and punch cards, and then there's all this really new wired up stuff as well.
But
And the transmat equipment, the part that all looks new. Like it's
But I just-
created.
when I walk in the door, flip the light switch.
Okay.
There has to be lights down here. People have been down here working.
Yep.
Okay. We're in.
So, okay, what'd you say your dex was? 8?
8. No,
Okay.
my dex is 9 now.
Oh, cool. So it needs to get a 15 or better to hit you.
Yeah.
Dex a 9.
11.
You're in combat.
That's a miss. Professor, you went in. Now, Chrome, you're up. And it's got claws that are coming out. They come out, they retract, they come out a different place, they retract, they come out another part of its hand.
Well, this thing is
And
obviously.
then like another mouth
plant
comes
based.
out of it going, hungry, with a couple of eyes, and it falls back into this mass.
All right, I'm going to hit it with a fastball, and then try and get through the door.
Okay, it's got a dex of 6.
Dex 9.
Okay, you got to get a 7 or better to hit.
Oh, hang on. Actually, with my fastball, my accuracy is 12.
Oh, that's going to be much better.
Yeah.
You need to get a 5 or better to hit.
Yeah, I'm really accurate with it. It just doesn't hit nearly as hard. Need to get a what?
5.
A 5? Oh, well, thank God, because I only got a 9.
Yep. So no power column shifts. What's the effect value?
Okay, it's my strength and then +1 for the martial arts battery. So that is a 9.
Okay, you clearly knock it out of your way, and it howls and it kind of rips apart, like like the bottom of it kind of falls away, and where you smashed into it hard, that goes a little further, but there's like tendons and weird
Well,
things.
it was just a ball this big around. So
Oh, well, you weren't running into it. You weren't charging.
no, I threw a fastball at it. The metal ball that I pool up in my palm and then wing it at it.
Okay. It had this big splash effect, and now it's got a big gaping hole in it because it was kind of like, like a mini ball at high speed hitting a Civil War soldier.
Yeah. Imagine somebody throwing a steel baseball at someone at,
Mach
100, 120 mile an hour.
And
So
so
you're
you can get it, you're into the room.
All right.
And now it's another round of initiative.
Oaken, get in here! I'm just standing at the door with the gun
Close
out.
the door. He can go through the wall.
I'm not smart enough to know that. Wait.
That's true. I don't need the door.
All right. Seth, what's your initiative score for this round? Okay, what'd you get for initiative?
23.
Chrome?
22.
26.
Professor, you're up first. What are you going to do?
Just waiting for Oaken to come in. I'm going to slam the door behind him. I got the gun out if anything comes near the door other than Oaken.
Oaken, what do you intend to do?
Go through the door.
You're going to go through the door, close it? Okay.
Go through the door. Literally.
As you notice as you jump through the door that, like back near that mucky stream, polluted stream, there was more of these things forming and like rising up.
Hopefully these guys will go away while we're on the moon.
So you're in this room, and the transmat device has power to it, but it's obviously powered down and not operable. It's going to take the professor who's going to need to figure this out, how to turn it on.
And how is metal getting in here?
And how is metal getting in here? Because you're talking to him now. The signal is pretty bad, by the way. The signal is really bad. What are you guys just using cell phones?
Yeah,
I need to identify.
They don't. You can't talk to metal anymore.
So
you got to go.
Because we're still in the tomb.
So here's
So do I need to identify gadget roll to see if I can just use it willy-nilly, or is it obvious how to use it, or do I need to analyze it?
Yeah, you need to analyze it. It's not obvious, but you're really intelligent, right?
in his gadget
skill. So.
Yeah, the identified gadget can also be used unskilled, so it's either intelligence 12 with -2 column shifts, or it's gadgetry of 9. It's probably close to the same either way.
Yeah, the gadgetry of 9 is better.
So I have a radio communications power so that even if their cell phones aren't getting out, I should be able to, as long as I stay within a quarter mile of them, be able to hear them. Because a cell phone is basically a radio.
But but your radio communication, wouldn't that be blocked by all the rock, same as our cell phones are?
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's literally the same. You're just your own cell phone.
I am, yes. Yeah. And it's not all that high. Good point. So if I lost communication with him, Jay, there'd be some things I'd like to do. I didn't realize that we lost communication.
Yeah. What would you like to do? That's fair.
So they were going down an elevator and I just kind of couldn't hear them anymore?
Yeah, at some point, the communication was cut because of the depth of the Earth and the amount of
But
Earth.
this was before they ran into bad guys, right?
This is before they ran into bad guys, yep.
Okay. I'm going to swoop around to the entrance that I left through last time, months ago, that's been dynamited. It's only been dynamited, and they only filled it in so much. It'll only take me a couple of minutes using my top-end powers I'm literally going to reopen the entrance and head back towards the teleport chamber.
Okay, very good.
Yep, that's creating a giant metal drill or
shovels.
I think
there's an old lumber yard nearby with busted up skid steer and old shit too. So
sounds great.
You know, there's old mining fucking shit around.
I think it was
Zeke's out back. As you're going by, you got to go by that old sawmill there. Zeke drinking. He's watching the helicopters. He's like, "See, I told you, black helicopters, man. Government and all sorts of weird shit. They're coming to steal our mines."
Is this Boo? What's the deal?
Zeke Guncaster is the local crank, and Metal and some other ones met him because he was in the pizza shop talking about monsters.
I think it was rude
monsters. I know where they come from.
Mike referred to these poor innocent mutants as bad guys. How do you know they're bad guys?
So we got to go. You guys are. I got to figure out what do we got. I got to give you a difficulty, don't I? Okay, roll 2d10 and tell me what you get. Higher is better than lower.
What are we rolling against? I'm sorry.
The professor, he's going to roll to see if he can figure out how to turn the transmat gate on.
9 plus 5, 14.
It's going to take you another 8 seconds. Figure it out.
8 seconds.
That's how smart you are. Read, Richard.
That's not long.
What took so long, Professor? Jeez.
Yeah.
Does anybody else think it's weird there's a full military presence upstairs? You go down the elevator and you're getting troglodytes and mutants? I mean, is anybody seeing a disconnect here?
Yeah, well, the general wasn't sharing his nefarious plans with the average doughboy.
Or the average ghost.
Yeah, this is top secret shit. But Metal, you got the problem of once you get through tunneling through this stuff, that there's the room, the cavern's filled with a bunch of troglodytes. They're all like near the front, around this box that they went into. Hungry, and they're banging on it.
Well, I can disperse through the door and help you with combat.
But you don't even know he's there.
Yeah, we're close enough now to get radio link.
No, you're not bouncing off.
That's not. We're not carrying walkie-talkies. We got cell phones.
You got cell phones. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can directly communicate to your cell phone, right? So it becomes a walkie-talkie if I'm in the loop.
You can operate it. You can make it work like a walkie-talkie for you. And by the way, it's not a walkie-talkie. It's a radio.
Two-way radio.
Two-way radio. Thank you. That's good.
If I figured out how this thing operates, how well I can work it is based on how many RAPs I got with the roll. So it's like half the resistance value, or did I get enough RAPs equal to the resistance value, or just one RAP? There's like 3 different levels.
Right. What'd you roll?
It was a 14.
think he was just thinking it was pass fail.
No, but that's good. We can get a little fine grained. But yeah, you got around like seven result points, whatever you call them.
See, I'm
RAP.
imagining this is exactly how I would have built a teleporter.
How's that compared to the actual resistant value? Is that equal to or
Its
half?
resistance value. Its resistance value is the 8. The project you're working on. Your intelligence is 12, right? Or gadgetry.
Oh, it was 8, so 7 didn't hit the full 8, so it's considered half.
Okay.
I can understand it and can control it without penalty.
That sounds pretty good.
Can't control.
In 8 seconds.
So you passed.
Yeah, you passed.
Yeah, if I wouldn't have got to the if I wouldn't have got 4 RAPs, then I could control it, but with -3 column shifts. So that's why there's the varying degree.
-3 column shifts. That's you're talking like possible Star Trek the movie, the first one. Having those accidents.
But no, there's no column shifts now. It's understands the device and control its functions without penalty.
Okay.
I can't modify it or click it, but I can understand it.
But we got to figure out how we're going to get a hold of Metal and get her down here.
I'm coming in over the top of the troglodytes. My intention is to escape past them by basically going high up against the ceiling.
Okay, you can because they're groundlings.
So you guys did not run into any of the mind villain problems I was concerned about, which is why I wanted to come in separately. I totally saw a mind villain problem that wasn't here. So I'm going to rejoin them as soon as I can.
Okay. Just knock at the door.
He got all the way down. She got all the way down there. Or.
All right, I'm gonna stick my head through the door, see what it is.
It's not only there's a bunch of troglodytes.
Learn to knock.
And there's a bunch of splattered troglodytes. You can see like these weird mungy maybe body parts or whatever. They're all like reaching back and trying to grab and hold each other and coalesce back into something.
All right, I'll open
And
the
you
door.
hear this moaning like it coming from the river, like that stream, like angry, like a bunch of
Okay, are those friends
like
of yours?
100 low whispering voices.
Yeah, they're from the bog. All right, I open the door and I open the door and let them in.
The mummies?
Her in. I open the door and let Metal in.
Oh.
Yep. The gang's all
How'd you get
together.
down here, Metal?
I came in the back way from when I was here last time. I was worried that you had a mind control villain that was going to be here. Apparently, I misread it. Sorry about that.
You didn't want to warn us about this mind control villain?
That's why I was on the radio with you. If you're into the mind control villain, I can hit him in the back of the head. That's why I talked to the professor first.
But if they're a mind control villain, I probably would have told you, yes, everything's wonderful. Come in with your guard let completely down.
Which is why I didn't tell you.
So what's next? What are you guys going to do?
Start the teleporter, go to the moon.
I love how you say that as if it were just nothing. Like, what happens if we get there and there's no oxygen?
I'll be fine.
I won't.
Want me to go first? I had a problem with a nuclear reactor last year that caused me to form this field. It's a power I don't really control. If we run out of atmosphere, it comes up by itself. It's this weird thing that actually got Bisbee Sharp off my back.
Okay, gentlemen, it's been an hour and a half. We need to take a quick break, and I'm going to read up about what you find quickly when you land on the moon.
All right.
Take care, guys. Take a 10.
Should I have a third cup of coffee?
It's up to you. It's morning.
Certainly.
Oh, come on.
Make it a double. And Professor, we can talk about something in the meantime.
What you got?
Because I have the occultist skill. I want to create an artifact which uses the gadget table to do that. And you're familiar with that.
I have to look it up every single time because it's the whole process. Like the next thing I'm going to do is upgrade my disruptor, and I'm going to have to relook through the whole thing again because I can't remember the whole process every time I have to look it up. And I haven't read through the magic thing to see what any kind of difference is on the gadget.
It says in creating an artifact, it uses the same table, the same method as creating a gadget.
For the gadget, you have to buy the components and stuff too. So an artifact, I wouldn't imagine that would be part of it.
What I want to do,
technology.
I'll tell you what I want to do. The sickle that I have, I want to turn it into a torch so it'll glow on demand like a light. Nothing to do. I'm not adding damage. I'm not adding dexterity or power to it or anything. I can create the sickle as a whole separate power. I haven't done that yet. I was thinking maybe I could just artifact it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So I have a source of light at all times because I can just take the object and put the flash power in it, Yeah, make it glow really bright, and that would actually be an offensive attack as well.
Yeah, the roll would be based on the APs of the flash power, but you can't go too high, obviously, because your occult power skill isn't very high. So
no, my occult's only a 1 right now. I just adopted it.
Yeah. I'd have to read up through everything exactly what you were trying to do. The result of the roll basically says how much time it takes to do it also. And all of our sessions, we don't have any downtime in between the sessions. That's why I always ask him how much time has passed.
Yeah.
We just keep going day to day. So there would need to be a break in the game. Like, can we get a 1 week rest period so we can do that kind of side stuff?
Yeah, and then maybe we could sit down together and go through it.
Yeah, but I mean,
are you guys talking about how you slow down time?
Yeah, because he's talking about wanting to do some occult stuff, and I was just telling him with the gadget rolls and the occult rolls, the result it tells you how much time it takes for the entire process to.
Yep.
He's dealing with such a low power level that I'm sure the time will be not really that much of a factor. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yes, but you guys got to stop being in the middle of
action
adventure.
Yeah. It has to be a break in between scenarios.
Or you just say, "Fuck this! I'm out of here. I'm going to go read books." That's what I do. Read books.
Well, wait. The professor and I, before the next game session or whatever, when we're done with this scenario, we'll sit down together and have our own meeting. And
Yep, I think
a lot of the occultist stuff refers to the gadget tables, and like how to make an artifact. It tells you just use the gadget tables to create an artifact.
Exactly, right? So they made it so convoluted, it's stupid. I need to rebuild it so it's simple.
Well, it's not convoluted. I mean, it's the gadget tables, and he knows the gadget tables.
Yeah, true.
That's just for the artifact. There's other things, like summoning and crap like that.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that yet. I'll have to do my homework and all that.
Creating a magic artifact could come up with, adventure threads on its own. What do you need to fucking make it?
Well, what I wanted to do was, the sickle that I have is just a regular sickle. Gives you plus one in hand to hand. But I wanted to make it glow like a torch, so I always have a light source.
Yes, and so you'll need to do some studying, and you'd be able to complete that, whatever ritual.
It won't do any damage or anything like that. It's either that, or buy the flash power and have it limited to sickle only.
Yeah, I think just making a skill roll with, I'll figure out how much time, whether it's an hour or a day or whatever the bullshit is, and then just do it.
And so that way as long as I have my sickle, I'll have a light source.
Yep.
Yeah. Doesn't do any damage, it's just a lantern, Because there's been a lot of times when we needed a source of light, And I got a picture of a glowing sickle.
Cool.
You can't add attachments here, though, can you? But it's on.
I haven't tried. I'm not going to try.
It's on Discord.
Yeah, Discord's a good place to hang them.
No, well, I already put that photo in Discord. With the glowing sickle. So that's what I want to do with the sickle.
What do you want to do with it?
I just want to turn it into a lantern. So I have a light. So I have a light source with me at all times. I think it was you that suggested before to put the flash power.
Yep.
Adopt the flash power, but have it just limited to the sickle. I could do that as well.
Is the flash power, is that what you use for a light source, for just making light?
You can.
I thought that was like blinding.
No, it's a physical attack.
Well, you can also just use it for lights, but yes.
Yeah. If you got the flash power, you can turn it on and have a.
Jay, do you have Discord up?
And it's just supposed to be for light. You can reduce the factor cost and limit it.
I can get Discord up. What are we looking at?
Make it cheaper.
I just sent you a link if we were still screwing around waiting for the professor, but not a big deal.
We haven't been doing a lot of hand-to-hand, but I got the sickles, and that gives me a +1 in hand-to-hand. And I'd like to eventually turn it into a magic weapon, an artifact, But I was thinking, how could I do some simple stuff with it first? Because there's been a lot of times where we needed a light,
Yep. The sickle made
more sense. This is lovely. This is lovely.
And if you look at it on your phone, it all formats to your phone or your tablet.
I can have this on my phone?
Take that link and look at it on your phone.
I'll do that later. But yeah, this is awesome.
It's I was exploring these text flow things for my last job I was on. Finished the job, but I got real fascinated with how to do all the Google Docs formatting stuff. It just got to be fun to play with, and I've had some time to play with it.
What are we talking about?
He just gave me a link to a document that has all the powers, and they're all like dropped down. Like I can click on acid and see, and it gives me acid, all the stats. Chameleon, boom.
I wish I had some acid.
I have play this game enough, you'll feel what I think you are. You have so it's like it's pretty cool.
It's just a text toy. I just thought you'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Let the other guys have it.
I don't. So it's a public link. I just didn't.
Oh.
I'm never sure who's going to be interested in my crazy great game crap I'm playing with. Don't think I'm trying to keep any of it private. I just thought only Jay would be interested.
Yeah, no. You guys need to know how your powers work.
I know how it is. You just think I'm not smart enough for it.
I'm worried the professor's too smart.
I don't need apps. I've got laminated sheets.
There you go.
I'm going to make some of those.
I just
was at the library yesterday, but I
guys,
forgot my document.
If you're interested, it's in headquarters. I have much of the book done, but if I try to do all the book at once, it's cumbersome to load. And really, we only look at the same 3-4 sections all the time anyway.
Till Oaken starts doing ritual magic, and we have to figure all that out.
Are you doing ritual magic?
I assume that's how he's making his sickle glow.
Oh, occultist skill.
Yeah, the occultist skill I adopted. It's still at level 1. I haven't upgraded it yet, but that's something to work on in the future.
It runs almost fully identically to the gadgetry skill, like really, really close.
Yeah, that's the way I read it. That's what I was gonna have a powwow with Professor one of these days.
Yeah, gadgetry only has 2 sub skills. Occultist has 6. So I didn't realize there were so much things under there. Ritual magic, occultist knowledge, identify artifact, premonition, mentor, and create artifact.
We'll wait till we get to Racer City. My guy is an occultist.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit at a time.
I did specifically say, and Jay and I have had this conversation a time or 6. I was hoping for some balanced characters for that. That is to say, skills, attributes, and powers, and not super strong-sided characters that leaned into one thing really hard. Yeah. You guys really like that design.
Yes.
Maximum. Well, that's why
maximum
you
punch in one thing.
That's why you create a team, and that's what makes a good team.
Well, so I see your point, Mike, but it also means that every battle is solved in one punch, right? Because everybody is either a complete pushover or an epic badass. So yes, I was hoping for a little more balance than we've seen traditionally.
Well, a lot of those.
Well, that's why I took the occultist
characters
skill.
like Quantum that you had a long drawn out battle with. My mind drain solved the problem in one hit.
Now, Mike, since we're talking Racer City right now, are we ready, Jay, or are we still on break?
Back.
Jay, whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, we're ready. You guys are.
Oh, sorry.
You can't see anything through the transmat device. You just gotta, it's opaque. You're either going to, get this or get where you're going.
Professor, is this
like
working?
that.
Can we trust this? Can we trust this?
I don't know. Can I?
Yeah, you roll. Your roll says you got this. That you know how it works.
It's on. Oaken said he knows how it works because of the mind probe. I've got it working. It's up and going.
Oaken didn't say he knows how to work. He just knew
No,
it was there.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what it was good. What it was good for. I know how it worked when I turned it on.
Not how it worked, but that it worked.
Do we want Chrome to go through first because he's indestructible, or me to go through first because I can take 0 atmosphere?
I want Oaken to go through first because he's the one that sent us here.
Got it.
Or she's the one that sent us here. Or she's the one that sent us here.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, Oaken's a female.
Mm-hmm.
I'm game.
I mean,
no, let's send an indestructible guy.
No.
I'm
indestructible to bullets. I'm not indestructible to
something
appearing on the surface of the moon.
I think we should all go at once.
Okay.
In case there's a problem.
Well, if there's a problem,
unless you want to leave Professor behind.
So if there's a problem, Professor, show me which buttons I'm going to hit to return if we need to hit. There's nothing that's so bad that we can't survive 4, 5, 10 seconds. It would be inconvenient for you guys. Painful, but I could get you home.
It takes.
While we're all having all this discussion, I just stick my arm through it, and
Okay.
does it suck me in, or can I pull my arm back through? Does it just go in and out?
It goes in and out.
Okay.
I thought it was like a platform you had to get on, and then like in Star Trek.
Is this a booth? And we
Yeah, you're right. I did it that way. Yeah. Well, it's
Okay.
more of a gate. It's a swirling gate.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So yeah, I guess you got to get in. You got to get in. You got to get in the box. You got to get in the box and hit the switch.
oh, damn. Well,
Okay,
Like
I
Stargate.
think what we need to do is have somebody go through and then immediately come back to make sure that it's okay. Otherwise,
I
we're
go
just
through.
gonna all suddenly teleport to our doom.
I go through.
you guys thought it was crazy just sticking my arm in a box.
Okay. But yeah, the after you set it up, you go inside and there's just a button to push, and
I go in, push the
then
button.
it's got to be reset again for another.
There's like a phone booth, just one person at a time, or can we all just get in it?
Well, that was what you were discussing, and you were discussing one person or all at the same time.
No,
I want to see someone
I'm
go
asking
through
how big it
and come back.
was.
Oh yeah, it's big enough that you guys could all, it's like elevator size, I guess. Maybe tighter. Yeah, it's a little bit tighter.
Like the TARDIS.
Oh.
Guys, biomagnetics
bigger than that.
is going to hurt me for very long. I'll go through and test it.
I have no reason to believe that this isn't going to work. Everybody just get in.
Let's go.
Okay.
Gun out, of course, because I have no idea what's on the other side.
We go through, Jay.
Yep.
Let's go.
Holy shit! I better get some villains out here.
It's an adventure.
Boop, boop, boop. It's not working. Boop, 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 boop,
How do you troubleshoot button?
boop, boop, boop. Command shift.
Earlier in my career, I did desktop support for an antivirus company, and I learned on a PC and all that, and they gave me Macs to work with. I was just flummoxed as to what to do with a Mac. Like, there's no controls for this. It either works or you're doomed. It was a hard one for me. Button.
The good news is, if it was a Mac, odds are it worked.
Yes, that's the truth. But man, it was a difficult mental space of there's nothing you can do to fix this. You don't have to. It just worked.
Yeah, it's the black box idea. It's like it works. How? You don't need to know.
Yeah. But just like all this math, I needed to know.
That's why you like androids.
Sorry, guys.
Red
I'll
hat.
be right back.
No worries.
I prefer Android phones myself, but everybody that I've worked for, they've always issued me iPhones.
So
I've had
Mike,
an iPhone for like 10 years,
while he's looking that up, I'll go back to my question earlier, Mike. When I would look at Paralyze,
Yeah.
and Mind Freeze and Mystic Freeze, they all are three different versions of the same thing.
Absolutely.
Am I reading that right? That the person is frozen, like in time? They're just standing there?
So paralyzed.
When I originally chose that is because I thought that you paralyzed them and then they just were laying there in a lump, and then I would just walk up and put handcuffs on them.
So
Yeah,
I'm just reading paralyzed out of the description set, right? And it says it drops you to Dex 0. Paralyzed opponents may attempt to free themselves. What is it? So there's nothing here that says if you have mental or magical, you have no strength, right? Your paralyzed opponent has no strength. But there's no reason that you can't use a mental or mystic power. That's how I read it. Are you seeing it differently than that?
Well, that's what I would have preferred. I meant that I thought that they would be unconscious or like maybe
just like in the movie too, when the dentist shot the fucking guards to bring the shield.
But when I read Paralyzed, Mystic Freeze, and Mental Freeze, they all make it sound like they're actually frozen in place, like a statue.
So just reading while I'm talking to you, right? Mystically frozen may attempt to free them without an action check. So I'm wondering if you want the coma power.
Yeah, that's why I switched it to coma. But the only thing is, like I said, I was just going to knock them out and then put handcuffs on them. And then when I went coma, they're out until they do their recovery an hour later. And if they miss it, then they just continue to be in a coma. I was like, oh, crap, if they're going to be out unconscious that long, I don't need handcuffs.
Sure. No, I get it. So it is going to be rare when they use paralysis on Metal, right? Metal has a giant mental power, which she continue to use while paralyzed. This is going to be relatively unusual.
Yeah.
Now, Mystic Freeze is going to do this to your Mystic set. Mental Freeze, and I'm just going to read while we're talking. Mental Freeze.
Yeah, all three of them are identical. It's just mystical, mental, or physical.
Well, paralyzed is physical. You can't do a physical thing, but your mind's still working. So if you got like telekinesis, you can still use that without moving.
Right. So if you
get a mind freeze,
yep,
you couldn't do a physical attack or a mind attack because you can't move.
Yeah, the coma is it's harder to actually take effect. Also, that's the other thing that I have to consider because you have to reach a certain level for it to kick in. But they're unconscious for hours.
So I think you want mental freeze because the way I'm reading paralysis is you can't move, but it doesn't make you insensate. Mental freeze, your mind is stopped, right? Yeah. Paralysis, it's just people can get paralyzed. It's nerve damage. It's a neurotoxin, that kind of thing. You can't move. You are paralyzed is literal. I think you're looking for mental freeze.
Yeah, if you're trying to stop someone's mind from working, you need mental freeze. Paralyzed.
Which would work. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was thinking about, mental freeze versus coma.
Coma is completely different.
Yeah, coma's harder to take effect because you have to reach a certain RAPs for it to actually kick in. But when it does, then they're unconscious for so long that the handcuffs are irrelevant.
So you probably, just listening to you talk, I'm leaning towards mental freeze at this point. Your character is more of a psychic than magical guy, right? Or it's a tech helmet that gives him a neurological function, right? If we stay all sciencey on it, and you're using mental freeze, I don't know if you remember, there's a classic X-Men comic where Nimrod is fighting Juggernaut, and he uses high-frequency sound waves and basically uses sensory overload to take him out.
I had it. I remember the cover. John Romita Jr.
I love JR. I love John Romita.
Can't picture him. I know him, but I can't picture him.
JR is a very distinctive
style. The cover with Nimrod and Colossus on the cover.
Oh yeah. That was my very favorite run. Anyway, but I think for the effect you're looking for mental freeze. Otherwise, if someone's paralyzed and they happen to have mental powers, they can use them.
Yeah,
that's my understanding.
Yep.
I might switch it. I'll switch it back to just mental freeze instead of paralysis.
Okay.
The coma just, because in my head I imagined them getting zapped and them just collapsing to a lump. And then when I read mental freeze and mystical freeze, it made it sound more like they were standing there like a statue. But even if it's
Professor Xavier,
even if that's the effect, they still can grab their arm and put it behind their back, right?
But totally,
they're not locked.
Well, in the X-Men movies, there's a couple of times you see Professor Xavier just freezes everyone solid. That's what strikes me as mental freeze.
Yeah, of course, clearly.
And I'm currently looking at the power of sleep that you also might consider.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Well, I've been playing with this document, right? Professor, did you see the link I just put in headquarters?
I haven't looked at it. But...
Oh, it's all right. It's just my powers list I'm looking at. No big deal. Oh, Jay, we are ready when you are because Chrome has returned.
Yeah, I'm looking for Meteoron. I'm looking for his stats.
All right. Oh, good, Meteoron. My favorite guy.
So sorry about that, guys. I realized I had forgotten to take my insulin with my meal, so my blood sugar is now super high.
You got to take care of yourself, sir.
Oh, speaking of which,
I have a cholesterol pill I'm supposed to take when I go to bed, except I could go to bed at 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. I have no consistent bedtime.
yeah,
Are you diabetic?
Yeah.
Are you?
Type 2.
Got it. No, I've just got.
As opposed to the professor who's type 1. So.
Oh, he is type 1. I
Yep.
didn't know. I just got a number of old guy things that are finally catching up with me.
Yeah, tell me about it.
How old are you?
53.
Look good, brother.
Thanks.
And I think we're all about the same age. I'm 53.
Yep. I think I'm the oldest of all of us, which freaks me out.
I think you got me, but just by a couple of months, maybe.
Yeah, I'm 57. I think I'm barely older than you.
I'm 57.
Yeah.
If you've ever fallen through a wormhole, that's what it feels like.
Being 57.
Going into the
Yeah, yes, that's what it
into the transit zone, the transit gate.
Oh, that too.
And then you immediately feel gusty winds blowing, and your vision is obscured all around you by gray-white dust, and it's like swirling, like dust devils,
Ooh.
making it difficult to see for more than a few yards through the haze.
I have a couple of powers I bring up, most notably my sonar and my sealed systems.
Okay. And
Yeah, me too. I put my T-shirt over my mouth.
yeah.
My powers of keeping my eyes open and my gun out.
The ahead of you, it starts to clear, and you actually see a horizon.
Is it really close, like we're on the moon?
No, it's like a horizon. What is it like?
I mean, a Plymouth Horizon? That's
Is it like we're in
Like a
Montana?
horizon revealing the outlines in the distance of ruined city, and the sunlight is really this muted like red color. The sun is this big bloated red thing.
But are we still in the box, like a booth just on the other side?
Holy cow! I had no idea that the sun looked so different from the dark side of the moon.
This isn't the moon.
Where are we? What are we standing on if we're not in the same kind of gadget?
You're standing on dirt. You're standing on ground.
There's nothing around us.
There's a ruined city in the distance with a few broken spires clawing at the skies above. A river runs north-south. You can see through the center of the city, bisecting it at a distance. Before you're able to see much more, there's a group of shadowy figures. More like, because it seems like this dust swirl is caused by you guys appearing, like you're like a huge helicopter, right? Like,
I told you we should have sent somebody through and then come back.
How are they going to come back?
Well, we wouldn't all be here if they didn't.
Well, we're here now.
We would only lost one.
There's a group of figures coming through the dust, and they're raising their arms.
Like threatening raising their arms, or like, yay!
I'll leave it to you to think we're at a sporting event.
Kind of holding, doing this.
All right. I'm gonna armor up.
Put up the force shields.
I'll disperse. They probably got Star Pulse rifles.
I'm taking a step back to make sure somebody is in front of me.
And then pointing my disruptor at their back.
So, Professor,
I'll pull up my tricorder, my trusty tricorder, and get some subspace readings.
I don't want to be standing in front.
My force shield is relatively sizable, and you can shoot through it.
Yeah, but does it stop stuff other than metal?
It does, yes.
I'm just writing
So it's
down
not
some
it's
stats.
not your magnetic power that does that. It's something else.
I have the power force shield.
Yeah.
No, metal started out with 2 powers back in the beginning, and I've got what 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 powers now.
I got 5. I got 6. Plus martial arts. That's a skill, not a power.
I have never raised either my detective or my regeneration, like not once. It's odd.
Actually, cultist is a skill as well, right? That's
It
not
is,
a
yeah.
power. Yeah.
Jay, do we have an initiative or what's going on?
1,
Yeah, I'm statting these guys out, and I was looking for their name or a
Okay.
picture of
1,
them.
2, 3, 4, 5. I still have my 5 initial powers.
I've tried to stay on theme of all the magnetics, and I had regeneration back at the opening. It's a little off theme, but I tried to make all the powers electromagnetic.
Where's the fucking description of these guys?
Hey, mute your mic while you're thinking.
We're getting to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
It looks like a cybernetic creature. That's what they look like. And their hands ending out like these crackling rods. Yeah, and they're coming at you. And we definitely got to roll initiative.
Okay.
Whee!
Unless Barry Allen's on the other side, I'm going first.
Okay, Mel, what do you got?
35.
Professor?
27.
Oaken?
26.
Chrome?
26.
Okay, they're going last. What do you guys do?
Sonic blast.
How many?
Since we're not doing the backwards order, can I just directly ask what does it look like they're doing? Because what I'm doing is solely on what they're doing.
Yeah, they look like they're attacking.
Okay.
Trying to attack you. They're coming in with crackling arms.
How many cyborgs are there?
Right now there's 2.
Well, we're going to err on the side of caution. I am going to blast the first one with one of my trusty ball bearings.
Okay.
We're gonna err on the side of murder.
Uh-huh.
Acting
There's
value.
no jurisdiction. We're not on Earth.
Okay.
Acting value of 12, roll of a 10.
It's got a dexterity of 5.
Yep.
Well, if we can't be prosecuted, then anything goes.
And your acting value is 11.
Wait, you guys are federal agents, right? My acting value is 12.
12.
It doesn't
So
matter.
you needed a 5, and you got a what?
Rolled a 10.
10. So there's no column shifts. And the effect is the same, 12?
Correct.
Ooh.
Is that somebody's phone ringer?
Yeah.
That was one of the cyborgs when you hit it.
Yeah.
It was a cool sound.
Ka-ding! Yeah,
You said
yeah.
an
Right off
alarm.
the chest. A lot of sparks. I guess it embeds it right into it. But it's still coming.
He's still coming?
Yeah, yeah. It's badly damaged. You can tell that, but it's still operable. Must have hardened defenses.
Must.
Who's next? Professor, what are you going to do?
I'll shoot the other one.
Okay. What's your acting value?
Accuracy of 7.
7. You need to get a 9 or better to hit.
16.
16. So that's going to give you, if you needed a 9, 1, 2, 3 column shifts.
There'd be 2, right? 13 and 15.
11 counts.
What?
11 counts.
This is Jay's great house rule, man.
It's not. It's clearly stated in the book. Anyone
I'll
who
take it.
can read it sees it clearly as that. It's just the way it is. It's just what it says.
No problem, Jay.
I'm counting that 11. So you got 3
I'll
columns.
take it.
What's the effect?
The
Effect value.
the effect value is 8 versus his spirit. Unless it's not alive, in which case it shifts to disintegrating.
It's not alive. It's not alive. So
He doesn't have spirit?
You're going against its
Then-
body. No, it's a cyborg.
Then disintegrate his ass. How far away are we?
Let's say you're like 10 yards apart.
Was it a
Because they
cyborg
came
or
in
a
close
robot?
and you didn't see them at first because there's all this dust moving around, but it's starting to settle and you see them,
I don't have my APs memorized. What's 10 yards?
10
yards is
30 feet, 2 APs. So,
no,
diminishing.
It's 1 AP.
okay, so reduce the 8 to 7 then. Disintegration attack.
At
7. Yeah.
against an 8 for its body. You burn a little bit off of it.
What was the RAPs?
2.
Okay.
So you did 2 points of damage to it. Chrome, Oaken.
Go ahead, Crum. After
You
you.
seem to be taking the punishment pretty well.
Well, I have a question because you said they're cyborgs, which is a combination of human or organic and inorganic, but then you said they're not alive, so I'm puzzled.
He's looking for spirit. There's no spirit in these things.
They might be pig parts, right?
Yeah. I just can't give him a spirit.
Probably
There's
don't have a
physical
mind
structure and some brains, but not much else as far as spirit. You got
Okay.
negligible.
They're on
Well,
life support.
until I see what their little zappy finger things do, I don't want to get too close. So I'm going to hit the one that Metal hit with a fastball.
Okay, what's your acting value?
Accuracy 12.
12. You need a 5 or better.
13.
13 with 2 column shifts. You Professor, your gun also knocks it back 20, 30 feet when you hit it.
No, that's the disintegration.
Disintegration doesn't do knockback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Chrome doesn't do any, but you get 2 column shifts. Okay. Is the effect the same at 12?
Do what? I'm sorry?
Is the effect value the same at 12?
No, that was just my accuracy. The effect value is 8. Or, sorry, 9.
Enough to finish it off. Crashes to the ground.
That's
Okay.
why I hit the weakened one.
Yep. Okay, what would you
Concentrate
like
fire.
to do?
I'm gonna
Concentrate
sonic beam the one that's still standing. which is
Okay,
what,
what's
number
your sonic
2?
beam? What's the power level?
9.
You need to get a 7 or better.
I got a 3.
You're choking on too much dust. It's still in the air.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice freeze.
So the last one, it's going to attack. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. So I guess I got to roll a 4-sided dice to see who's getting attacked.
Oh, there's 4. I thought there was 2 of them.
No, there's 2 of them. There's 4 of you.
Got it.
There's 1 now, and there's 4 of you. I don't know who it's going to attack. So Oaken's 1, Professor's 2, Chrome's 3, Metal's 4. And I get a 1. Oaken.
Woohoo!
What's your
That's
dex?
why I stepped
there?
behind Oaken.
My dexterity is 9.
Okay, it's going to be hard for him to hit you. He needs a 15 or better. And he gets a 4. Another round of initiative, guys.
A lot less. I've just gone from my best to my worst number.
Okay, Metal.
26.
Prof.
25.
Oaken.
30.
Chrome.
24.
All right. Oaken, you go first.
Sonic beam of 9.
9. Okay, we're still at the same number. You still need to get a 7 or better.
11.
That's a hit with 1 column shift. What's the effect? It's still, is it 8? 9? 9?
9. Yeah.
Yeah, you shred a lot of parts and components off of it. And, you know, wires are hanging out, and its little optical targeting eye is, but still standing. Metal.
So the one that's down, these are very metal guys, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm going to slam the one who's down.
Okay. Yep. Dexterity is 6.
Acting of 12, roll of a 9.
9, so you hit. Its body is 8.
Yep. Apparently hit him quite hard. Roll act effective of 12. Boom.
With 1 column shift, right? Did I give you that? So yeah, that finishes it off. That finishes it off.
There's a good visual combat scene going on there. A little bit of an exchange. They never even got to attack us. We just wiped them out.
And
They got to attack us.
now that the dust is really cleared, from the direction they came at you, you can see that there's a larger battle about 50 yards down the plain.
Let's join the party.
Formation of where the fuck is the picture of these sons of bitches?
Did you say a larger battle?
Yeah. These things came from a much larger battle that's going on.
What did you just teleport us into?
Something.
I think we're on the moon in a distant future where the sun is turning into a red giant.
The horizon's too far away. This is not the moon.
A formation of humanoid creatures with weirdly modeled gray skins and riding huge, fierce-looking mounts. And I guess they're battling this formation of humanoid creatures with mottled gray skins, riding huge, fierce-looking like lizard beasts, are fighting these cyborg creatures. Let's see if I can get a picture. It gives me an idea.
I don't know if I feel like either the lizard beasts or the cyborg creatures are people I want to help out.
So what do you want to do?
I'd rather be on the side of the biologicals.
Well, let's figure out what's going on before we start shooting people.
You're the one who shot people. You're the first one to shoot somebody.
I'm just
They were cyborgs. They didn't have a soul.
sit back and watch and see what develops.
I want to understand what's going on first, and I will use my sonar if you guys want to use your kind of run faster, figure it out powers. I think this is the time, because unless like someone's burning somebody else's houses, because people who are getting their village burned are never the villains. I just don't know who the bad guys are.
Well, hey, what if we...
True, but
But yeah, the model humanoids are right. They got like these big glaives that they hold on to, attached to some strange missile weapon, and they're firing bolts at the cyborgs and shooting the shit out of them and smashing them. And the cyborg force is breaking up.
Or we could let them fight, and we can move to the ruined city.
I'm kind of thinking, let's go check things out. I mean, Professor, is this one of those places for a figure it out role, or I don't even know?
I'm not acting on these two on this battle in any way, unless I'm picking up something that us as players aren't getting. Is there a?
It's not our fight, but we need to investigate something.
Yeah, I'll give you the whole skirmish, some skirmish details as it's winding down. When you have a pack of weird dog-like creatures are harrying a force of retreating infantry. You see troops farther north in formation to engage them. And the commander was floating atop a horseless chariot, directing the larger force.
Anybody else gotten we just lost cabin pressure and this is not what I expected to see kind of thing going on?
Yeah, I kind of thought we were going to step out of another booth. The fact that we just appeared somewhere and don't have any technology to go back has got me confused.
And it's got me saying, I told you so. It could have been just one of us stuck here. Instead, now we're all stuck here with no technology device or whatever to try and figure out how to get us back.
Well, we were going to send you first, so aren't you glad you have us to talk to?
No, you were suggesting that I go first. I said no way.
Do you think they have a McDonald's?
So I'm all about skirting this battle. Is there anything that we can see that's other than the ruined city, or is that about the place to go?
Yeah, you should be able to see some more. They're referring to a handout.
Metal is definitely a shoot first, ask questions after kind of a gal. Because you literally just shot first, and now you're asking the questions.
I felt threatened.
I think we should avoid this battle that we already engaged in.
I don't feel threatened anymore.
Hey, we just took sides.
Yeah.
I just rolled that second disintegration roll. That android that I shot is still dissolving. Whatever biomass is in there is just going to be laying there, a bloody pool.
Ew.
It's probably similar technology somewhere.
I'm going to stick with my result of ew.
So one side's won. The remainder of the enemy host is broken off the attack and retreats northwest. The creatures who drove them off are approaching you.
This is
The lizard-like dudes. You see that they're like some of the wounded cyborg. Some of the soldiers, the lizard soldiers, are stabbing these crab-like creatures attached to the back of their skulls.
Wait, the cyborgs have crab-like creatures in their skulls?
Yep, on the back of their skulls.
Ah.
One, I guess you'd imagine he'd be his leader by his dress, gets off its lizard, and steps towards you a bit.
all right. Wait. So these are lizard people that are riding lizards?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Here it is.
Okay, lizard on lizard.
Lizard on lizard action. I don't know.
I was just really trying to avoid that joke.
Yeah, and they killed and they fought off. I think I found the picture of what they fought off.
Didn't they have them in Mandalorian?
Looks like John Connor of Mars to me.
With the cyborgs with the crab things on their head.
Oh, good. Techno crab things or bio crab things? Techno crab?
Techno crab. Yep, they're techno crab. And this lizard's got he's speaking to you in unknown language, but he has a tiny voice emits from a small box strapped to its chest. And it requests that you accompany them to see Itea, the oracle who is expecting you.
So wait, we can understand him?
He's got a box on his chest. When it speaks, this box is translating his speech into something that you guys can understand.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I got a fish in my ear anyways, so
That's high tech. That's high tech. That's high tech shit.
Ba weep, grana weep, ninny bomb.
Yes.
Back up and give me the name of the oracle, please.
Itea. I-T-A-I.
IKEA.
like the furniture maker.
Like the furniture.
IKEA, yeah. But I
Like
Do you guys see any reason to not go assemble some furniture with the oracle?
Ikai.
I'm in.
All right.
I'm ready, man. Ikai. I-K-A-I.
IKEA, Norwegian furniture. I know all about it. I'm from Denmark.
You said A-I, not I-A.
He said AI, not IA. So
It's Ikai.
I spell it however you want.
it's iCarly. I don't know.
God, you're showing already.
iCarly. Okay, we'll call him iCarly.
Hey, I am 19, right? So it's like, you know.
We're going to see iCarly.
That'll take you back across the bridge that they came across this river.
Okay.
So the battle was south of this river. The bridge.
Does the river
to the
look
north,
like it's water?
Yeah, that's probably not. No, it looks like a kind of a brackish orange.
Okay.
Slow moving, sludge-like.
This is similar to the goo that was down by the room we just went into.
No, not even close.
Okay.
No, not at all. No. That doesn't have that.
Okay, I have no idea what's going on here other than I know we're trapped in some alien dimension.
I think it's just an alien world. I don't think we've changed
It's a world. Our feet are on the ground. Yeah, it's a world. We traveled to the dimension to get here.
They skirt across the bridge, and they skirt south of the urban ruins, which is to the north of them. Let's see where you end up.
Anybody drawing a map?
Wow. You remember when we used to play D&D when we were all like 12 and we drew maps like of every tavern?
Every time.
Who's the mapper? Who's the mapper?
I got a piece of paper here.
Everybody got lazy in the younger generation, and they're like, "Oh, can't we just remember?" And I'm like, do you remember? Tell me how you got here.
Okay, the steeding of the frost giants. Anybody else have a problem mapping that a long time ago?
I love that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to call it here because I got to do too much reading.
Okay.
But they're skirting the ruined city, and they're heading to what clearly appears to be a like a monorail tunnel.
What was the title? What did they call Akai? An oracle?
Yes.
Yep.
That foresaw our coming.
Well, good, because we didn't know we were going to be here.
Yeah. So I'm glad somebody knew.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do know somebody who predicted we'd get stuck here. So maybe I'm an oracle too.
So yes, you're somewhere else. You don't know where. And that transmat device put you there that you went through.
This was not the thing I was planning for at all.
I came up. I got a new title out of
They
it.
knew you were coming.
Sludge under Pawnsville.
So what? They knew we were coming and they set the transmat device for any other place in the universe?
I don't know. We lost Jay. There he's back.
Breathe it on. Breathe it.
I thought he
I
rage
couldn't
quit.
understand any of that.
Didn't mumbling and chewing at the same time. Yeah, I just breathe on this thing and it kicks me off. So, when do we want to play the next game?
Next Thursday.